Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we are going to be experimenting with Micah's body after you beat Red Dead Redemption 2, and when you can find him on the top of Mount Hagen. I got a request from a few viewers to go check out Micah's body because they told me something that I didn't even know about, which is incredibly cool. Now, before we dive on any further, I want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by AFK Arena. AFK Arena is a story-based strategy game set in a beautiful world where your objective is to ascend the spiral staircase of the King's Tower, traversing the endless paths of the arcane labyrinth to investigate the mystical peaks of time. On your journey, you'll select between 44 unique and exciting heroes where you'll set out to find sacred artifacts that lay within the peaks of time to unravel new storylines. AFK Arena has beautiful graphics. You can play anywhere, anytime. I personally like to play when I'm out and about or on the go. However, you can choose to AFK and chill with your friends if you want. AFK Arena is free to download, and if you use the code in the description, you'll get loads of free rewards to get started on your journey. In fact, you might even find me because you can actually meet players from all over the globe, and that is pretty cool. Thanks to them for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to it. Okay, so as I'm sure you guys know, at the end of American Venom, Dutch shoots Micah. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll actually play it in the background right now. And essentially what this leads to happening is Micah sort of tries to get one final shot at both Dutch and John. And if John shoots him, he ends up falling face first into the snow. And that's it. Micah is officially killed. Now, after that, Dutch walks away, and John goes into the cabin to go collect the money. And obviously, because Micah is a rat and a horrible human being, John doesn't bury him, he doesn't move the body, he doesn't do anything with it. So Micah's body just stays up there. Even when the Pinkertons actually go to visit Mount Hagen at Micah's hideout, they don't even move the body, which gives John the opportunity to return. Now, in this save that I've got right here, I have not visited Micah's hideout yet. So I've gone to Mount Hagen for the first time, and when you get close to Micah's hideout, you'll notice that there is a gun icon on the map. This actually gives you the chance to grab Micah's revolver. I'm sure you guys know that by now. We've covered that in previous videos. But as you guys can see there, there's no option to do anything with Micah's body. I mean, you can look at it, you can sort of zoom in with binoculars or going in first person, but you can't pick it up, you can't do anything with it, you can't interact with it. John doesn't say anything. However, I was informed by a viewer, one of you guys messaged me on my Facebook page, that if you actually rest or sleep and then come back to Micah's hideout, something weird happens. You actually have the ability to pick up the body. So I'm not sure why this is the case. Maybe it has something to do with picking up the gun first and then being able to grab the body second. I'm really not too sure. All I know is I rested, I slept, I returned to Mount Hagen, and sure enough, when you return, you can actually pick up the body of Micah. Now, strangely enough, it doesn't say Micah, it says stranger. You also can't loot him. I'm assuming the only thing he had on him would have been his custom revolver. But that is kind of weird that it says stranger, and that's it. You can pick him up. Now, I'm not sure if this was random or if this is just a really epic detail by Rockstar, but as you guys saw, when I got there for the first time, there was like a wolf on top of Micah's body. Did they do that on purpose? Is that based off of Arthur's or John's alignment? I'd never noticed that before. Again, it could have been random. It could have been a wolf just feeding on a dead body. But we know how important Rockstar made the spirit animals in Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, we saw them with Arthur in his flashbacks, and we see that when John visits Arthur's grave as well. So I think it could be more than a mere coincidence, but that's just something I noticed when I went to pick up the body. So this is pretty cool. I had no idea that you could actually do this, and this opened up the doors to try a ton of different experiments. And if you guys would like to try this for yourself, get some revenge on Micah one final time, I'm sure there's a plethora of ways in which you could do something like this. You could put his body on the train tracks. You could feed it to the alligators. You could drop it in a geyser. You could throw it off a cliff. You could put it in a pig pen. literally the opportunities of what to do with Micah's body are pretty endless, which I do think is pretty cool. I legitimately had no idea that you could pick his body up, which is weird because I visited one time, I got the revolver, and then I came back a few days later and the body was gone. So is it like a progression thing? Like the first time you see him, you can only get the gun. The next time you can pick his body up. Third time it's gone. I'm not sure, but I know if you sleep once and come back, you can actually pick his body up. So again, this gave me the opportunity to try and do some different things with Micah's body. So I put him on the back of my horse, and I was thinking, what if I could bring Micah to like jail or something like that? Micah's dead body to jail. Now, I wasn't too sure what town to bring him to, but I figured that Strawberry was the closest, or maybe it was the one that would have the best connection. And it's really funny. You basically just like put him on the back of your horse. You don't even tie him up, obviously, because he's not alive. And you can actually just sort of bring him to town and no one will actually care, which is really funny. At least no one that I passed on the road seemed to care that I had the dead body of probably the most wanted outlaw in the entire game slung over the back of my horse. So I found that to be kind of cool. Now, the reason I was taking him to town is I wanted to see what would happen, if we brought him to the sheriff, if we brought him to the jail cell. I was thinking bringing him to the same jail that he got in Strawberry, like in Chapter 2, and that mission Blessed are the Meek when Arthur had to break him out of jail. So the first time I got here, I think I ran into a little bit of bad luck because as I was bringing his body into town, there's literally like a lawman outside the sheriff office, and they were none too pleased. They thought I had committed murder, which technically I guess is true. We did murder Micah. I mean, he very much so deserved it. But this ended up causing a massive shootout. Like, my horse got shot. I didn't want to lose Micah's body. I was carrying that. Basically, what I had to do was like set Micah's body down. I then had to start shooting all the lawmen. I had to revive my horse. It was just a giant cluster. And eventually, I was able to kill off enough of the law. I was able to get Micah back on my horse. And I was able to lose my wanted level. I had amassed like a $200-something bounty, which was pretty crazy. But this did give me the opportunity to try one more shot of actually bringing his body back to the sheriff. So I gave it one more shot. And once again, the second I got into the city, I started to get wanted. And maybe that's because I already had like a super high bounty. I didn't think I was spotted by anyone. And this time, because I figured my plan was foiled, what I actually did was surrendered. And when I got out of jail, Micah's body was no longer there. So either it disappeared or it despawned or someone took care of it. I'm not too sure what ended up happening. But it was a fun experiment nonetheless. Like I said, I'm sure you guys can use this opportunity to do some pretty funny stuff with his body. Like if you really wanted to get revenge, you absolutely could. And I think that would be just hysterical. But unfortunately, there is nothing else you can do with Micah after that mission, American Venom, aside from grabbing his revolver. That's it. I mean, of course, you can go inside of his little cabin in there, but we've already explored that in a previous video. Now, another thing, in case you guys are curious, this is sort of some bonus footage for this video. Another viewer reached out to me and said that I could actually use a stagecoach and the lantern and pistol glitch to actually get inside of Micah's outhouse, the outhouse on the top of Mount Hagen at his hideout. And I had very briefly gotten inside before, but I had never had success where I was able to like see who that person was. So I wanted to try this out for myself, and I didn't have a ton of success. That's why I didn't want to make this a full dedicated video, but I was able to very briefly see inside of the outhouse. I don't think it answers any questions as to who it is, whether it's someone related to Micah, whether it's, someone that's been there before he used this as a hideout. I'm not too sure what to think. So if you guys would like to also try this for yourself, basically what you want to do is just use a cheat code to spawn a stagecoach on the top of Mount Hagen. And what you want to do is sort of pin yourself between the outhouse and the stagecoach. And this will allow you to more successfully glitch through the wall. Again, it didn't work like a lot for me, which is why I didn't want to do a full dedicated video. But maybe you guys can try this for yourself and you might have better luck. But I was able to see inside of the outhouse pretty well. And it is kind of interesting why Rockstar stuck someone in here, but didn't really provide more of a backstory. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating on this video. That'd be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.